ceremony taking place. This is a wreath-laying ceremony for those two BSF Jawans who lost their lives. And Vishnu, this attack taking place on that national highway near Udhampur also took security forces by surprise, as this area wasn't considered too vulnerable. It hadn't seen militants in a long time.
Well, that's a very important point, and serious questions are being raised on the security of that national highway. Now, earlier there were some reports which suggested that, in fact, since this is a route which is used for the Amarnath Yatra, that possibly the Amarnath Yatra was what was being targeted. But senior officers of the Jammu and Kashmir police telling us about an hour back that, in fact, there is nothing to suggest that that was the case. They are saying this on the basis of interrogations which have been taking place overnight on the terrorist who was captured and is being interrogated presently. A team of the National Investigating Agency is also on its way now to Jammu and Kashmir, to Jammu, and they will also be seeing this man and interrogating him or questioning him perhaps. But whether the case itself will be handed over to the National Investigating Agency or whether the Jammu and Kashmir Police will be the lead agency as far as interrogations over a long, sustained period of time is concerned is a decision that's not been taken as yet. We do know that at about 10 a.m. at the Joint Interrogation Center, a short distance away from Jammu, is where the DGP and the IG of Jammu and Kashmir Police are supposed to personally question this man. The issue of jurisdiction will be decided at a subsequent stage. The information that they have at this stage is very, very preliminary, but the police tell us quite categorically that there is no information which has been revealed so far to suggest that, in fact, Amarnath Yatris or the Amarnath Yatra was the target. The interrogation process has continued throughout the night. We do not have details of what has been revealed beyond what we already know. One of the terrorists was from Faisalabad, that they were apparently members of the Lashkar-e-Toiba. It's unclear when they exactly entered because there have been differing accounts of what he said. One account suggested that he'd entered just about 2 days back, and another account suggested that he'd entered 12 days back. The exact spot of the incursion into India is also unclear at this stage, and these details need to be sorted out. These details need to be looked into so that there is a clear idea how much time these men were actually in India, whether or not they were part of the Udhampur attack, whether or not they were part of a larger plot, whether or not they have supporters over here or others who were also infiltrated along with them. So at this stage, these are unanswered questions. But the images that we see are of the very brave BSF personnel who lost their lives yesterday in the initial round of the attack which took place.